With the indulgence of the committee, allow me to raise a fundamental concern before we proceed to vote on probable cause. Hindi po ba medyo mabilis ang pagboto natin para sa probable cause? I ask this not to delay the work of this committee, but because I believe that the gravity of what we are about to do demands that we ask it. You see, a vote on probable cause is not a routine procedural step. It is the gateway to impeachment itself. And once we cross that threshold, we set into motion a constitutional process under Article 11, Section 3 of the 1987 Constitution, a process that may ultimately result in the removal of a sitting Vice President of the Republic. At kapag ito ay umabot sa plenaryo at maaprubahan, ang Articles of Impeachment ay ipapadala sa Senado at doon magsisimula ang isang buong impeachment trial na tututukan ng buong sambayanang Pilipino. Kaya malinaw na napakabigat ang desisyong ito. Madam Chair, the Supreme Court reminded us that while impeachment is sui generis, the requirements of due process are not suspended at the door of this chamber. They follow us in, and they are the measure by which history will judge what we do here today. At dahil dito, with the utmost respect to the chair and to my colleagues, this is my humble submission. Hindi lang sapat na tama ang proseso. Dapat malinaw sa lahat ng Pilipino na naging sapat at patas ito. Madam Chair, considering the weight of the evidence and testimonies presented in the previous hearings, I think it would be prudent for us, in the interest of fairness, and to afford the Vice President every avenue for due process, to extend by one additional hearing date before this committee votes on probable cause. Hindi po ito, Madam Chair, para pahabain ang ating proseso. Ito po ay para tiyakin na ang proseso ay hindi lamang mabilis, kundi makatarungan din. So that is my humble suggestion, Madam Chair. I submit it to the wisdom of this committee.
The
Madam Chair.
manifestation of the Honorable
Chair.
Lord and Suwan is noted. For the guidance of the justice members and perhaps a reminder, our threshold in our proceeding is probable cause only. So to be specific, the question is whether or not the evidence presented from day 1 to day 3 of our clarificatory hearings are enough already to provide you the basis in determining whether probable cause exists or otherwise. We heard the manifestation of Honorable Lord and Suwan. He's requesting another hearing date before we vote. That is for the record. The
Madam
Honorable
Chair.
Rog Gutierrez.
Madam Chair, just a quick manifestation. I would tend to agree with our colleague, the Honorable Suwan, but for a different reason. Earlier, we were voting pono on the BIR box, and I think most of the members of the committee voted to err on the side of caution by voting not to open it. And in light of that principle, I think we must measure and exact the same. We should exact the same measure of caution when dealing with the impeachment as a whole. I tend to agree with the Honorable Suwan. I disagree that it's going too fast. Maybe I think that at this stage, all of us would have formed our own opinions about probable cause of the impeachment to two complaints. However, I am more of the opinion that out of abundant caution, as we keep saying, that we should afford the Vice President more chances. I know the Honorable Chairwoman has, the Chairperson has made it abundantly clear, no? After every issue, after every presentation of evidence, she has called for the Vice President or any representative to appear. And although that opportunity has not been taken, it might be better to afford at least one more day for the committee to at least allow her to answer. As I understand, Madam Chair, under our rules, whether or not she has decided to answer, they are allowed to present, if not to rebut the evidences presented by the prosecution or the complainants, that they can actually present their own. And it perhaps would not hurt this committee to afford more time. And considering also, Madam Chair, that under the Constitution, any which way we interpret it, whether it's through the previous interpretation or that with guidance of the newer Supreme Court ruling, we still have abundant time po, no? So maybe just out of caution and in the spirit of fairness and due process, we would afford the Vice President that opportunity. One more day, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
For the guidance of the members and in response to the Honorable Rog Rodriguez, I just want to state for the record that since day one of our impeachment proceeding, that is determination of sufficiency in form, followed by substance, and then ground, and then our hearings today, we've been calling the Vice President every after presentation of evidence per ground. So in as far as compliance to due process is concerned, I think we have surpassed so much whatever standard of due process is being required. No? As a matter of fact, even today, we've called her for 4 times already. And I intend to call her again right before we vote on the existence or non-existence of probable cause. That is just for the record.
Madam Chair.
The Honorable Jude Asidre is recognized. You will
Madam
be followed by the Honorable Laila De Lima.
Madam Chair, kung hindi ho ako nagkakamali, ito na ho ang pang-anim na pagdinig mula po nung naipasa po sa kumiting ito ang panukalang i-impeach ang ating pangalawang Pangulo. Maraming beses na po natin narinig, lalong-lalo na po sa hapon na ito, na sapat na ang ebidensya na ating natanggap. Kaya nga ho, mas minabuti ho ng komite na wag na dito sa komite buksan yung box galing sa BIR. Kaya ho, naniniwala ho ang kinatawang ito, Madam Chair, na dapat na ho nating desisyonan nyo yung hapon. Tayo po'y magbotohan dun sa probable cause. Para ho, kasi hindi ho dito natatapos ang proseso. Sa susunod, meron pa ho sa plenaryo at meron pa hong pagdinig sa Senado. So hindi po sa ikakabuti ng ating bansa na ma-delay pa further itong proseso ng impeachment. Yan po ang panukala na magbotohan na po para sa determination of probable cause, Madam Chair.
The Honorable Laila De Lima.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I agree with both the Honorable Chair and the Honorable Asidre on the issue of due process. We have accorded the respondent, VP Sara Duterte, more than enough opportunity to appear before us and present her counter evidence. On the issue of due process, may I further elucidate? The Supreme Court has elucidated actually in the case of Duterte versus House of Representatives, GR number 27853, July 25, 2025, speaking through Senior Associate Justice Marvic Leonen, quote, "Due process is anchored on fairness and equity. It is flexible and context-dependent, shaped by the circumstances, subject matter, and necessities of the situation. At its core, due process requires notice, hearing, and a fair opportunity to be heard." Fair opportunity to be heard. Ang lahat ng mga elementong ito ay malinaw na ipagkaloob sa respondent dito sa impeachment proceedings na ito. Una, ang respondent ay nabigyan ng abiso hinggil sa mga pagdinig at nabigyan din ng mga kopya ng mga dokumento at mga isinubiting ebidensya sa komiteng ito. Ikalawa, nagsagawa ang komite ng ilang magkahiwalay na pagdinig kung saan pinayagan ang presentasyon ng ebidensya at testimonya ng iba't ibang resource persons. Ikatlo, at higit sa lahat, ang respondent ay paulit-ulit na binigyan ng pagkakataon na dumalo, harapin ang mga ebidensya at mapagpaliwanag o magpaliwanag o sumagot sa mga paratang laban sa kanya. At sa bawat yugto ng prosesong ito, siya ay binigyan ng makabuluhang pagkakataon na marinig. In Gas Corporation of the Philippines versus Minister Insyong, GR number 186502, December 13, 2017, the Supreme Court explained that there is no denial of due process when a party is afforded the right to rebut the evidence against him or her but fails to exercise the same. What matters is that the opportunity to present his or her side of the case is given. If for reasons best known only to himself or herself, a party does not avail of his right to do so, then he has only himself or herself to blame. In this case, ang hindi pagdalo po ng respondent sa kabila ng paulit-ulit na pagkakataon ay hindi maituturing na paglabag sa due process. Rather, it reflects a voluntary decision not to avail of the opportunities made amply available by this committee. Nasaan po siya ngayon? Nasa San Pedro daw. And then di ho ba ay meron din tayong, meron nabalita rin na meron siyang balak uli na umalis ng bansa. Meron siyang hininging travel clearance from the Office of the President. So wala talaga siyang intensyon na mag-cooperate o magpakita sa pagdinig na ito. As the court has consistently ruled, notably in Salandanan versus Court of Appeals, GR number 127783, June 5, 1998, quote, "The law aids the vigilant, not those who slumber on their rights." It's not even just a slumbering on their rights, but it is an open defiance of what is happening here in the impeachment
Kong,
proceedings.
closer to the microphone, please.
An open defiance po sa atin na wala siyang respeto sa ating proceedings. Given that the committee has already received sufficient evidence, heard from relevant resource persons, and repeatedly extended to the respondent the opportunity to be heard, I respectfully submit that due process has been fully satisfied. I further manifest that there is no compelling reason to extend the period of hearings for the determination of probable cause. Maraming salamat po.
Thank
Madam
you.
Chair.
Can we hear first from the second endorser, the other endorser, in the person of Congressman Benny Abante,
Madam
the
Chair.
endorser of the Cabrera complaint?
Madam Chair, salamat po. I fully agree with Congresswoman De Lima that we should now vote. Naging patas po tayo, naging lenient po tayo sa kanya. Inintindi po natin siya, Madam Chair, kahit meron tayong kapangyarihan to subpoena her, hindi po natin ginawa. Meron tayong kapangyarihan to contempt, hindi po natin ginawa. Ginalang po natin, Madam Chair, ang Vice Presidente ng Pilipinas. Tayo ba ginalang niya? Hindi. Ininsulto ba niya tayo, Madam Chair? Hindi tayo pinagbigyan at pagpapahalaga sa pamamagitan ng kanyang presensya dito sa hearing na ito. We have already given her all the due process that she needed, Madam Chair. Kailangan nating alalahanin na bawat araw na itong kasong ito ay nakabinbin sa Committee on Justice, sinasayang po natin ang pera ng taong bayan at ang oras ng committee ito. Marami pa po tayong gagawin, Madam Chair. Ang daming problema ng ating bansa, lalo na po sa taas ng mga bilihin ngayon. Palagay ko, panahon na upang tayo ay magbotohan at panahon na upang sa committee ito, ay i-report na po natin sa plenaryo at ma-impeach na po ang pangalawang Pangulo. Madam Chair, yan lang po nga sabihin ko. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat.
Madam Chair.
Honorable Percy Sendanya is recognized.
Madam Chair, we have given so many chances for Vice President Duterte to explain and present her side regarding the impeachment complaints filed against her. pero wale. Consistently absent siya talaga. Ginoghost niya tayo paulit-ulit. Hindi man tayo ang korte na maghahatol sa mga isinampang impeachment complaint laban sa kanya, may napatunayan tayo. Ang kanyang tahasang hindi pag-attend, hindi pag-cooperate, at hindi pagsagot sa mga imbitasyon ay malinaw na pambabastos sa democratic processes at constitutional processes ng ating pong impeachment na ito. We have exhausted this committee's resources, time, and even patience to deliberately discuss the impeachment complaints. The time and effort exerted by everyone involved in these hearings are no joke. To the words of the Vice President, no joke, no joke. Huwag na ho tayo magsayang pa ng araw para sa taong hindi naman tayo sisiputin. Bakit natin bibigyan ng makeup class kung mahilig naman mag-cutting classes? Nailatag na rin naman ang mga dokumento at salaysay na nagpapatibay na may probable cause o sapat na batayan. Para mag-proceed sa next step ng impeachment process, magdesisyon na po tayo. We believe that her avenue to explain is no longer with the House of Representatives, but with the Senate already. Something that she has, Harry Camp said time and again. Doon na siya sa Senado magpaliwanag. No more chances for her in this committee. Not next week, not anymore. Tama na po ang spirit of the glass. Maraming salamat, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Sendanya. Any other manifestation?
Madam Chair. There are
The
no more
Honorable-
manifestations, Madam
Madam
Chair. Let's proceed.
With all due respect, Honorable Lawrence Defensor, we are recognizing the Honorable Chel Jokno and then the Honorable Sara Ilago.
No problem.
I hope we can proceed to reach a consensus, or if we need to vote after Congresswoman Sara Ilago. You're recognized, Honorable Jokno.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Kanina po ay hindi kami nagkasundo ni Kong Laila de Lima dun sa pagbubukas ng kahon. Pero ngayon po ay agree na po ako pagdating dito sa pagboboto natin as far as probable cause
Together
is
again.
concerned. Yes. Madam Chair, nakita na natin lahat at hindi lang naman yung mga miyembro ng committee kundi ang taong bayan. Ang narinig natin ang testimonya ng mga resource persons, nakita din natin yung lahat ng mga dokumento at video na authenticated ng iba't ibang mga ahensya ng ating pamahalaan. We have seen the evidence at higit sa lahat, nabigyan na rin natin ng sapat na pagkakataon si Vice President Sara Duterte na humarap at ibigay yung kanyang panig. Despite the repeated notices, despite the repeated opportunities for the Vice President to participate in these proceedings, ay dinedma po niya ang Committee on Justice. At hindi lang ang Committee on Justice ang dinedma niya ang taong bayan, dinedma niya ang ating buong bansa. I think it's time that we already vote on probable cause. Kasi kung ayaw po naman niya magpakita sa House, walang problema. Karapatan naman niya yon, pero dapat ay marinig natin siya sa Senado. Kaya kay VP Sara, doon na po kayo magpaliwanag sa Senado. Bilang pangalawang Pangulo dito sa ating bansa, ay may pananagutan kayo sa taong bayan na naghahanap ng katotohanan. Harapin niyo ang kaso, wag na po kayong umilag. We will see you in court, the impeachment court.
The Honorable Sara Ilago.
Maraming salamat, Madam Chair. Hindi na dapat maantala pa ang pagdedesisyon ng Committee on Justice pagdating sa determination ng probable cause. Hindi na dapat ipagpaliban pa ang kinakailangan nating desisyon upang magtuloy-tuloy ang impeachment proceedings. Sa maraming pagkakataon, hindi lang paulit-ulit na nabigyan ng abiso, hindi lang paulit-ulit na tinawag, kundi paulit-ulit rin na nakita natin na nakareserba talaga ang upuan para sa ating respondent. Kahit nga magsiksikan na ang ating mga guest dito sa loob ng ating venue no para sa Committee on Justice hearing ay hindi natin na pinapakawalan no ang pagrereserba mismo ng upuan sa respondent. Ibig sabihin, laging bukas no ang pagkakataon na magpresenta ng evidence, ng counter evidence at sumagot mismo ang Vice Presidente sa mga seryoso na aligasyon laban sa kanya. Kaya nga naman, naninindigan tayo na wala na dapat delay, dapat magkaroon na tayo ng desisyon para sa determination ng probable cause. Sobra-sobra na ang paghihintay ng ating taong bayan. Kaya kung may bibigyan tayo dito ng tsansa, dapat tsansa para sa interes ng katotohanan, para sa transparency, para sa accountability. Sa katunayan, Madam Chair, maski po yung yung complainants ng naunang verified impeachment complaint na na-endorso ng representasyon na ito ay nandito rin no, sa ating venue ngayon. At matagal na silang nananawagan ng transparency, ng accountability at hindi po natin papayagan ang anumang pag-antala sa prosesong ito. Maraming salamat, Madam Chair.
Both the endorsers already manifested to vote today. So, in fairness likewise to the justice members, we've been attending the impeachment proceeding for like more than a month or 2 months perhaps. As a matter of fact, we failed to take advantage of our recess to visit our respective districts. So with the indulgence of the members, is it possible that we join the position of Honorable Laila de Lima, the endorser of the Sabala complaint, and Honorable Benny Abante, the endorser of Cabrera impeachment complaint? After all, we have shown to the viewing public and even to our colleagues the magnitude of opportunity that we have provided and we continue to provide to the Vice President. As a matter of fact, the pronouncements of their team, the defense team is very clear that they have no intention of attending before the Justice Committee, notwithstanding their readiness to answer the allegations. She intends to answer not here, but before the Senate. So, ano pong iniintay natin? Ang upuan ng ating Vice Presidente ay nananatiling bakante hanggang sa oras na ito. And as manifested by the Honorable Congresswoman from Laguna, which even confirmed her position of evading our proceeding. The Vice President is currently attending an event in San Pedro, Laguna, notwithstanding the importance of this constitutional process. That only confirms that she has no intention at all, of appearing before this committee. No? So, I know that the position of Congressman Lord Ansuan and Congressman Rog Gutierrez are not consistent to the position of our endorsers, but I really wish that we conclude the determination of probable cause today, not because I am the chair, but because I am very much conscious that we have provided so much due process already to our respondents. So, may we hear first from Kong Rog Gutierrez and Kong Lord Ansuan. I think you've heard already the manifestations of the justice members who wanted to vote now. Kong Rog?
Madam Chair, we submit to the wisdom and consensus of the committee.
Kong Lordan?
Madam Chair, I thank the Chair and my colleagues. The record will reflect that this committee considered deliberately and in good faith every avenue for the Vice President's participation. So I respect the decision of this body, and I now cast my vote based on the evidence on record and on my oath to the Constitution.
before I pronounce the readiness of the committee to determine the probable cause, pursuant to Section 7, last paragraph, since we have concluded already our clarificatory hearings, as well as the presentation of evidence in support of the allegations in the impeachment complaints, the chair declares that this impeachment complaint is considered submitted for the purpose of the determination of probable cause. So ruled.